May profits be upon you. I want to take a good look at US dollar CAD, and we're going to do some top-down analysis, starting with the monthly. Okay. Look at this. This is a very bearish leg of structure. All right. Price came up there and ranged. All right. We finally swept the high of this range, right, without sweeping the highest high. Price fell. So I'm bearish, right? But where did it come to? What I want you to see is that it came to this demand, and we're in the extreme of the monthly demand all across here, right? And you can see we penetrated pretty deeply into it, right? And it looks like it's just a matter of time before price takes it out, okay? But this break, after all of this, that high made, and price pulling out, impulsing, correcting, trying to get higher, failing to get higher, and then breaking the internal structure. And then price pulls up and we take out all these highs, right? This is a strong low, folks, all right? And you expect if price comes back down here, it's probably going to hold, right? Price comes up, we break market structure to the downside again. This isn't a real pullback, but it does form an area of supply. And as price comes down, this is where we put all of our attention. As price comes down to where? That strong low. It tested that strong low. It's tested this the extreme of the monthly demand, and it passed both tests, right? We have a technical break of it, but we do not have a break of a candle body and close below this low. It held. All right. Now, you see all this up and down action? That is correction to this impulse. And we have not reached the 50% of this trading range. That'll be around here, right? Is there the potential for price to go higher? Yes, there's always that potential. If you don't, yeah, I always have that in my head that price could go higher, all right? But you're building all of this sell side liquidity for a reason. And you're building buy side liquidity and then sweeping it up into this mitigation of this order block. All right, you're doing that for a reason. So I am bearish until price breaks this high. If price breaks this high, it tells me that the pullback is not just a correction. All right, it looks like we're going to see some correction in price, and I will be looking for price to break if it breaks this high. I'm looking for price to pull back for a return to impulse. All right, you expect a pullback of some kind, and then bullish price action to go higher. But until that time, I'm going to look at the price action on the lower time frame to see what we got going on here, because this looks like the setup for a lower high to be made for a lower low. All right. Let's go to the weekly. And we can see on the weekly that this higher high, higher low may be choppy looking, but the form is there. The structure is there. This high is got my eye, all right? And why would that high have that eye? I'm looking forward to get swept. I'm looking forward to get swept. If it doesn't get swept, if it's respected, then I'm looking at this low as a weak low to be liquidated, and then start the down move to sweep all of this liquidity and come down and test this the demand here, the extreme monthly demand, and then all of that, and that strong low once again. All right. So just understand there's a lot of liquidity down here, folks. A lot of liquidity. A lot of people have taken longs from here. So there's a lot of loaded liquidity down there for price to draw price down lower, right? So I'm going to take a look at the daily. And you can see on the daily, we're going to be concerned with this price action here, but I need you to see that we have a zone. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. You see that wick here? All right, that's forming supply. All right, that's supply within the monthly. So this is actually daily supply nested within the monthly supply. Okay, and that's actually inside weekly supply. All right, so we have monthly, weekly, and daily in this zone. Okay, we got some alignment going on. That should be ringing the bell inside your head and making you get your antenna up. All right, so what I'm looking for is the break of this high. All right, why? Because we have relative equal highs up here, first of all, and that's going to draw price up. All right, so I'm going to be very careful with this, very careful looking for shorts. All right, because if I'm going to short from this zone, I got to be cognizant that price could come up and zap me out of the trade just to sweep for liquidity and then do whatever it's going to do, whether it's going to continue down or continue up. So I have to be very cognizant of that, right? Also, what we want to notice about this price action is we have a sweep of this previous high here, right? But we didn't sweep higher here. So we have liquidity up here for price to draw higher and come and get. But Tuesday, we're going to get the CPI data, and it is expected that the inflation numbers are going to come in just a little more negative, just like it was last time, insofar as it looks like inflation is starting to tap down. All right, we may be seeing some deflationary movement in those numbers. Okay, and if that's the case, that's going to weaken the U.S. dollar, which will bring it down, and the CAD currency will likely benefit from that weakness in the dollar. Okay, so I would wait. I'm telling you, I would wait until Tuesday to think about taking a short in this market. And I think if those numbers come in, it's going to be a very nice short. Near-term stuff. All right, that's what we're talking about. But we're talking about a possible the beginning of a correction in the US dollar. So what I'm looking at here is this zone. All right, this whole zone here is a daily zone, but inside that daily zone, there's a 4-hour which we're about to visit. And maybe price pulls into that up until Tuesday and then starts coming down to sweep low, attack this demand zone. We're probably going to get a reaction here. All right. And then it'll probably give us another opportunity to add into a trade that we can hold until the next opposing demand zone. Let's look at the 4-hour. All right. Why do I have that little dotted line there? Because this is a weak low. I hear the questions. I know what you're saying. All right. Why is it weak? Didn't make a new high. All right. It is responsible for this, and it failed to take that high out. All right. We see prices already coming down. And what you want to notice about that is it broke market structure to do so. All right. We did get a sweep of this high just barely. All right. We took that high out here. All right. And then price broke structure to the downside. On the 4-hour, this looks like a change of character. All right. If price takes this low out, which we're near to doing, all right, we have an internal break of structure. And that would let me know that this, at this time, this upward corrective movement is over. All right. And we can wait for the pullback for a price to give us a high probability trade to the downside. Got it? But this is the early warning sign here. When we start taking out short-term lows like that, all right, that is a change of character in the early warning sign of a market shift, a shift in the market. I'm looking for this low to get taken out. I'm looking for all of this liquidity to be swept down into here. And I do not think if the price that the what do you call it? The CPI data comes in like and it weakens the US dollar. This demand zone is not going to hold. This demand zone is not going to hold. I believe price will come down for the liquidity swipe of all these lows. I do believe that. All right. And where would it go to? I'm looking at the next opposing zone of demand, which is that strong low down here. All right. That's been tested. I believe this would be a great TP if the numbers on Tuesday, the CPI data, weaken the US dollar, the CAD will benefit and price will come down. I think this is a solid thing to look for on Tuesday after the news. All right. And we'll see. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Shout out to my man Trader X. And I will see you guys in the next video. Do smash that like button, okay? And subscribe, and do leave me some feedback. Let me know what you think about this setup. You think it's viable? You think price will go higher and take out these relative equal highs, which you have to be careful of, all right? When price comes back up here, you be careful of this swipe, all right? And we'll see. We'll see. All right, I'll talk to you in the next video. Thank you for watching.